a hard hat, being ogled by women with big hair and bigger glasses.
Apparently he wriggled away from her and had a run-in with an open bottle someone was drinking. Pepper. Not this actor. I don't know about his wriggling habits.
I glanced back at C7, unwilling to miss more of my Mr. Tuesday moments, even for a Pepper story. "This is not a Diet Coke break," I said, acknowledging in my own head that it was. I just had smaller hair than those women. "It's curiosity." Jess laughed, the lively sound filling the small check-in area. When some policy changes made it possible to move our mobile grooming business into the terminal, we'd sunk all our savings, all our connections, all our favors, and all our time into getting it off the ground. Time I had. The rest of it was short. But I loved this space, especially with my best friend's voice bouncing off the walls.
Curiosity about what he looks like without the suit on?
I grinned and watched Tuesday stash his phone, look around, and then head toward the other end of the terminal. No, just who he is, where he's going. Jess walked toward the back with a knowing smirk.
Diet Coke break,
she called over her shoulder, letting the door swing behind her. With Mr. Tuesday off to his flight, I returned to the computer where I'd been reviewing our finances. Jessica was the groomer. I was the adorer of pets, and while I could help with the basics, the business side of things was my contribution. After a moment of looking at the screen and skimming through the numbers one more time, I glanced back up at the spot on the wall where Mr. Tuesday had been leaning. Him suitless would probably not be so bad. A suitless guy in an airport was fun. A suitless guy in an airport didn't date you for 3 years, convince you a long-distance relationship was better than you moving to D.C. for your dream job, and then lead a double life for a year. I shook off the memory, because that betrayal had changed me into someone who was scared to get into anything romantic, but also into the river rafting, skydiving, business-starting, fearless woman I was. Some risks were worth it to prove to myself I wasn't a timid person anymore. People risks? Well, I had book boyfriends for that. I glanced at the novel tucked into my purse under the counter, eager to get back to it later. Back to the hustle. I scrolled through the accounting software, double-checking my work, the proposal to expand in another window. The muted sound of Pepper's sharp, high-pitched bark came through the usually effective soundproofing door.
"Hey, Ollie, Jess is in the middle of it with that chihuahua. Can you help me with—"
Jeremiah pushed through the swinging door, his hands covered in suds. It never occurred to me that we'd have so many regular customers in an airport, and I turned immediately, knowing how squirrely Pepper could be when motivated. "Sure, just close the—" A young couple holding an animal carrier walked into the shop. But before they could say anything, Pepper, covered in soapy water, made a run for it, leaving a trail of suds across our floor and out into the terminal, trailing his lead behind him like a snake. Damn it! I'll get him! I pushed from behind the counter, giving our new clients the best possible impression, and sprinted after Pepper. "Jeremiah, please help them!" I cursed the devious little animal I used to find adorable and ran after him through the crowded walkway, calling after him. "Pepper!" I dodged a family staring blankly at the arrivals and departures board, ignoring my instinct to help them. "Pepper, come!" Ahead of me, the dog bobbed and weaved, and I swear the little jerk slowed down until I got close, probably laughing maniacally in his head. I'd planned to land in D.C. as a power player in a corner office for high-level campaigns. As I slid on one of Pepper's wet paw prints and hurtled to the ground, banging my forearms on the tile, I questioned the life choices that had brought me to this point. Scrambling to my feet, I searched the area and followed his wet trail. "Pepper!" The crowd had thickened, but I heard a deep voice say, "Gotcha!" And I breathed a sigh of relief, hoping the voice didn't